Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at the final Holiday Cup battles here using a consistent team that I've used before. You've been asking for it, like, just rise up, okay, look, I'll go in here again with the same team. Let's see what we have. I'm going to tell you, the Alolan Golem is going to put in the work. We're going to do this video a little bit different. I may or may have not burned one before this, so we might take it a little bit slower than usual. So that's what we're going to do for this video. We got a nice, long 30-minute video for you. So sit back, relax, go get a snack, do whatever you got to do. But let's go ahead and take a look at these battles, and we are going to absolutely be destroying things with the Golem. It's going on a Charizard and a Alolan Ninetales Rampage hunt. We're talking old boy style hunt down. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a little fun here. It does have good IVs as far as PvP is concerned. I can't say that for everything else, but hey, the Golem is looking pretty good here, right? So up against the Charizard, we can let the Blast Burn go. That is doing resisted damage, but it is almost like, you know, your last hitting move. You might as well go for the Blast Burn. It does a little bit more than Dragon Claw. So up against the Ampharos, we're going to go ahead and let that go. We bring in the Giratina, and that's about a wrap. Taking that first win. Let's keep it moving here. We got many battles ahead of us. This is just one day. It's one day. Alright, so Giratina, this is not particularly great for us here, so this is how we're going to be playing it out. Since it's the last day, let's go ahead and talk about the strategy. So you hit him with the Stone Edge, and you will be shielding up one time, probably after this one, right? And then they'll possibly shield you up. If they don't, then great, you might be able to pull that win off here. But if they do shield up, what you're going to do is swap. So this case was a little bit different. They were farming up, and they didn't throw when they were supposed to, so we're going to go ahead and just let the Golem go, but typically you're going to see that throughout the other battles here in a bit. Bringing in our own Giratina, contemplating farming them down with Double Kick. And then bringing in an Ampharos, which is going to be able to hit us with that Brutal Swing, doing super effective damage. We're going to swap into our Virizion here, and they have a Roserade in the back with Poison Jab. Of course they do. So we're going to go for that Stone Edge. We have to look out for, well, the Poison Jab's doing super effective to our Grass type, and then I'm assuming they're going to have Weather Ball on this thing. The only question is, do they have Dazzling Gleam, Sludge Bomb, or Leaf Tornado, or maybe even Grass Knot? And let's see right here, Sludge Bomb. So that is resisted on the Giratina, but it is still doing a decent amount of damage. Going to go for the Dragon Claw because that's just what you go for. You don't need to go for no Shadow Sneak, right? Unfortunately, not able to take them out. They survive with 1 HP. Are you kidding me? So we hold on to our shield knowing that this Ampharos is going to be able to get to a Brutal Swing here, shielding it up, and this is getting pretty close here. So typically you'd want to maybe try to farm down, but since we're so close and they let it go for whatever reason and we take them out. Okay, well, we were going to get to another one anyways, so we're looking good. On to the next battle, and Golem is on that hunt for those Charizards. They're going to be immediately retreating into a Celesteela. Almost forgot what that thing's name is. So since it is flying, at least we can go for the Wild Charge here. And since the matchup is so good up against Charizard with the Golem, we're going to go ahead and try to preserve it. Even though this matchup is not great, we're probably going to lose it more than likely. And then we've just defeated the whole purpose of trying to swap to win the matchup. So maybe we should have stayed with Golem because kind of Giratina likes to see the Charizard. Pretty much. It has Dragon Claw, but you're a tank, you can absorb those. Well, that Dragon Breath is really going to dig in. So going for a Shadow Sneak here because at least that's going to be doing neutral damage as opposed to resisted with that Steel type. And yes, they're going to be taking that win. And yes, they're going to be getting to a charge move. It could be a Steel one, so we're going to have to shield it up because I don't want to take all that damage here. But of course, it is just going to be a Body Slam, and I'm sure they were laughing about that one, and you got me. So we have a decent amount of farm on the Golem here. They're going to be bringing in Charizard. What? There's no way. What do you have in the back that is going to be weak to us here? Togekiss. Oh, well, okay. You know, look, this is why you play it out. What did we have in the back of Virizion? We didn't have enough health to get to 2 Wild Charges, or 2 Stone Edges for that matter. So Togekiss came back for some action. Say, hold on. What'd you say? They could have charmed us down and then, I don't know, maybe Flamethrower the Virizion, and I don't think we would have gotten to Stone Edge. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Probably could have pulled that one off. Alright, so Togekiss is going to be double shielding, bringing in the Virizion, because at least we're going to be able to Stone Edge that thing out of the sky, as opposed to Giratina's massively resisted Dragon Breath, and we're just going to be stuck there. So they're going to be bringing in their own Golem, in which we're going to go ahead and retreat. Yeah, we could have went for Leaf Blade, but we want to hold on to all that energy for later. Bring in the Giratina. I mean, they're going for Stone Edge. It's going to be doing quite a bit. They do have rollout, so we have to worry about another charge move here. So I don't know. We're going to have to use that shield, unfortunately. And wow, that was close. So we're just going to let it go. Yeah, this was a plan. I planned this out. It's okay. Virizion farming up a little bit more. They have no more shields. If they got a flyer, we'll take care of it with Charizard. There you go. One shot them. All right, so what did they bring into the fight here? Going for Stone Edge right off the bat. It is going to be that Togekiss kick, and they got an Obstagoon. So we're looking pretty good here. Going to be doing a lot of damage with that double kick. Unfortunately, we do not have Leaf Blade. It's not unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Getting to the Stone Edge, and this should be enough to take them out. Maybe one more. Oh, that's enough. That's plenty. We're looking good, and we're taking that win. Tell you, this team is really fun to use. You don't really need Sacred Sword on your Virizion. It's great. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but take a look at what's going on here, right? So again, it's going to be hunting those Charizard and Alolan Ninetales. So let's go ahead and hit them with that Stone Edge. So letting it go, which is quite surprising. So we're going to go ahead and let this go as well. If they have a Charizard, that's fine. We have Giratina. Plus we got the Stone Edge. They're going to be retreating and locking themselves in with the Snorlax. And I can't help but say, I said we're going to do it a little bit different. I thought I was going to go slow, but I just get into the mode, this commentary, and I just flow with it, and I just can't stop, and that's just the way it's going to be. That's just the way we're going to do it. All right. Maybe one day I can finally just relax and take a few breaths, say a word, and say, oh, that was pretty neat if I'd done this and this. But for now, we're just going to keep going with this fast pace here. All right, so going for the Leaf Blade here up against that Snorlax, and we're going to take them out. 1-to-1 shield, bringing in a Charizard. Can we get it to Stone Edge? That's not going to happen. I thought maybe we can scare them into shielding up, but no, they knew better. Bring it to the Giratina here, and we don't need to shield up the Dragon Claw. It's going to do super effective, but I mean, look at that. It's nothing to be afraid of here. And personally, Dragon Breath, I feel like, is going to be better on Giratina for this specific cup. Shadow Claw is going to be great. Also a good move, right? Go for the Dragon Claw. And since we still do have, well, we got all of our Pokemon, but they can take, what, one hit? It's getting pretty close here. The Golem could take a few of those quick moves on the Charizard, but the Giratina is going to have to shield this up and hold it down. Taking out the Charizard. And is this thing going to charm everything out? Is it? Bring it to the Golem. I don't know why I was trying to go for Stone Edge. Should have been tapping on the Wild Charge, but we take them out with Rollout, thank goodness, because the Virizion would have went down, and that's going to be 5 wins there for this team. This is the first time bringing it back, and it just started putting in work like it usually does. So let's keep it moving with this team for the remainder of these battles here. Met with another Charizard. Let's keep it going with the hunt. And they're going to be retreating, of course, and bringing in a Beware. So I was kind of thinking what I should do. Okay, we're going to throw the Wild Charge, do some damage, and then we'll farm down with Virizion here. They're obviously going to bring in Charizard, and that's where Stone Edge is going to come in handy. Don't think I'm going to be able to get to 2. Yeah, hitting me with a superpower here. Okay, so we survive with a very little amount of health here. I mean, it could be lower, but that's still okay. Charizard's going to get a decent amount of farm. All that really matters is we get off this Stone Edge here to force them to shield up, and then the Golem can just absorb whatever they do throw. And if they swap, we got the Giratina on deck. Let's see what they want to do. We still have 2 shields here, and again, we can let everything go here. Charizard doesn't have Solar Beam. Until that day, you do not need to fear it. So they're going to be swapping to catch, and it looks like they were bringing in an Obstagoon, which Giratina has no problem going up against, not especially, you need Dragon Breath. Otherwise, you're going to get pretty messed up slowly with that counter and Night Slash. And then they're just going to potentially get the boost because they're using it even more. So anyways, Dragon Breathing them down here. We don't really need to shield up. We're perfectly fine. Probably want to save that shield for the Golem, as a matter of fact. So getting to the next Dragon Claw here. I was contemplating if I wanted to take it out or not, but I didn't want them to farm up. But they're going to be swapping into their Charizard. And at this point, I mean, we can hit a Wild Charge, and we don't need to go for Stone Edge, but it looks like we're going to pretty much take them out with the Giratina, and we still have our 2 shields, so we're going to go ahead and let it go. Bring in the Golem here, and their Obstagoon is out of here. They back out, we take the win. All right, let's keep it moving, folks. Golem in the lead again, Giratina lead, so here we go. Not such a good lead for us, but we can still play out of it. Now, this should be the conventional way here. Okay, still not that way. They typically throw right before the Stone Edge. Alright, so they're going to be farming extra, and we will be letting this go. Okay, that's not really typically smart of me. Alright, getting to the... Oh, they're catching. Alright, so what do they throw into the fight here? A Snorlax. Okay, that's fine. Bringing in the Virizion. And we did hit them with 1 Stone Edge already, so they are kind of you know, they're not full health on the Giratina, so we don't have too much to worry about it. One Stone Edge is going to be doing quite a bit. We're actually able to farm down the Snorlax, which is great. Assuming they're going to be bringing them back with that Ghost type. Yep, there it is, going straight for the Stone Edge here. And they still have 2 shields. They let it go, still holding on to. That's perfect. This is great. This is not going to take us out, and unfortunately they're going to get some farm, but we're going to get to the Leaf Blade, which should actually take them out here. It's not very effective. And it does. And they swap into their Charizard, the last Pokemon left. And we immediately bring in our Giratina here. Now, we could have brought in the Golem, but they still have 2 shields, so we kind of want to make, you know, some cushion space here. Get their shields, get it set up for the Golem, but they already see what was coming, so they back out. We take that win. All right, another Giratina here. Nice shiny. Let's go. Gotta love that thing. And yes, they were still for a second, but they got all that energy right back. So they're going to be throwing red away here. This is what I would usually see. And great, we will shield up the next one and then immediately swap into our Giratina. If they counter us with a Charm User, that's, you know, just going to have to deal with it. Again, Virizion can usually hit those pretty hard. You usually only have in the Holiday Cup the Ninetales and the Togekiss for the most part with the Charm, right? So bringing in the Giratina now. They've used 1 shield, they swap in. There is an Obstagoon. I don't really mind seeing that, as a matter of fact. It's kind of nice as opposed to Walrein or Alola Ninetales or something like that. This is perfectly fine because, you know, those Night Slashes are doing a decent amount, but the counter's doing really nothing because they're not getting stabbed. And look at that, they're already into their, yeah, red. Let's go. Gonna let this go. We will survive. At this point, they should almost be able to farm us down, but we have the Dragon. Oh man, are we gonna... We farm, what in the hell? That's crazy. All right, at that point, I was just kind of, I don't even know. Thought they'd be able to do that there. So great, they're bringing in their own Golem. This completely walls it. Every single move that it does have here. So you're going to go straight for the Leaf Blade. Super effective. They're letting it go. And yeah, that's a wrap there. And we take that win. Let's keep it going here. Are we going to see a Charizard or a Ninetales or a Giratina in the lead? A Ninetales, there you go. It's either going to be one of those 3. I'm telling you what, for probably most of the rest of these battles. This is an interesting one here. They've all been shielding up 2 times. Like, what the heck? And of course, as soon as I say that, this person lets it go. All right, so that's great when that does happen. So perfect, because the backline doesn't want to see it. So we got rid of the main threat. So I think immediately going to throw this Wild Charge because we have more health. There's no need to retreat and lock ourselves. It is an Obstagoon. Perfect. We bring in the Virizion. And so far, it has kind of been rock, paper, scissors. And yeah, let's see what they have in the back of Walrein. Okay, so that is going to be able to take care of both the Giratina and the Virizion. So we kind of need to be careful with that Icicle Spear spam that is going to be able to hit us with. Going for another Leaf Blade. This is all super effective damage. Now, do you want to go for Stone Edge at this point? I don't know. I think I will try double shielding this up. And hopefully they don't get to another Icicle Spear here. And we've got to be careful for some sort of catch. Getting to the Stone Edge, yep. And then we're going to try to swap into the Giratina here if it doesn't KO. Okay, it does. And we have the Obstagoon. And Virizion's going to be able to just simply finish it off here. They're going to KO us here. But it pretty much put in the work at the end there. And we take the win. I mean, come on. What are we going to see? Charizard now? Obstagoon. Okay, all right. Got another one on the list for the fronts. Bringing in the Giratina because we've seen that quite a few times as well. And go for the Dragon Claw right off the bat here before they try to retreat. Just going to want to do as much damage as we can. And they're retreating with energy, which we got to think about that later because of the Golem. We want to align it with the Virizion, of course, and they have a Walrein. So 2 weak to fighting. Golem is going to be able to take that out as well. And we also can hit the Obstagoon with Wild Charge, double Wild Charge if we can get to that. Although it does take a second to get there, they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage, plus they have energy built up. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up because they were building up such a large amount of energy that I want them to kind of just use it up here. It's kind of forcing them, see? So look at that. Look at that. Hitting me 3 Icicle Spears. There you go. So now they have pretty much no energy. We can farm them down here. Actually, not quite. Yeah, that was a good amount of time for them to build up that energy. Again, not happening. So that's all right. Still not doing enough. Still in the green. Still plenty of health. Let's get it. Bringing in their Obstagoon. And letting it go. Swapping into the Virizion. And tell me you have a... Okay, well, that works. Since they do have 2 shields, if it was a Charizard, it would have been pretty rough. But with this Tangrowth, we're going to be resisting the rock and both the grass that they have. So this is pretty much a trap here. We just have to kind of manage our energy coming out of this. because we do have such a good matchup here, I mean, why wouldn't we want to come out of this with energy? So at this point, can we farm down? I don't think it's going to be, I don't know, yeah. We have a decent amount of energy, but it's getting a little close. We're just going to go ahead and take them out here. Looking fine. Obstagoon is going to have to throw if they want to do anything. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up because we do have energy. We want to get their shield here. They're going to be forced to throw, and then we'll simply swap. Use the energy that we do have ready to go on our golem, or we'll just take them out with a rollout. That works too. Let's keep it moving. What are we going to see here? Giratina, there it is, and this is fine. We'll just go ahead and do that same old song and dance, swap into our own after we do shield up the second Dragon Claw. And there is theirs right on time. Perfect, perfect. Farming up a little bit extra here before we do throw. Waiting for a potential throw in, some sort of a catch. Looks like they're going to stay here. Getting to the next one, and we will shield this up. Throw, then swap. Let's see if they want to shield. They usually always do. After you shield it up once, what's the point? They might as well shield up and then farm you down. So we immediately bring in our Giratina. They have a counter. It's going to be the wall rain. And we can take a couple of these. It's going to hurt pretty much. But we do have the Virizion. The Giratina is a little bit low. So let's see what we can do here. So hopefully they don't, I mean, if there's Charizard in the back, it always kind of works out anyways because we do have Stone Edge. We do have the Golem, which is going to be able to farm out quick as heck anyways. Alright, so they are taking us out. Down we go. They've got one shield left. Great. Now what are we going to do? Virizion's weak to grass. Virizion is weak to the Icicle Spear. So we're just going to bring in the Golem. Go straight for the Wild Charge here. And then immediately swap. They got that Giratina out there. Alright, so we're going to be able to take these hits no problem. I mean, Giratina, it's not really hitting too hard here. If it's super effective, sure, it's going to be doing a decent amount. So they swap it to an Ampharos. We go for the Leaf Blade, which is great. Stone Edge would have been good too. Would have done a lot more damage, but that's okay. Either one works in this case here. So long as they don't shield up a Stone Edge. If they shield up a Leaf Blade, that's okay. So we call that. We're going to let it go. I mean, what are they going to hit me with? Thunder Punch, Brutal Swing, Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast. If they didn't have enough Focus Blast or Zap Cannon, so we're good to go. Holding on to our shield until the very end here. Going for the Leaf Blade. And can we get to the Stone Edge right on time? Don't think a Leaf Blade would have been enough, and that's why I went for this here. That was very close. Virizion taking that win for us. That was a good one there. Moving it on, what are we going to see here? A Ninetales Charizard. That's what I like to see. Let's go. And they're staying for a second and then swapping into their Greedent. Bring in the Virizion. Resisting the Crunch. Although you could go for that to try to lower the defense and do more with the Body Slam. But it's probably better for you to just continue on with the Body Slam spam. Alright, so this is one of those times where I would like to have Sacred Sword, but I don't, so we're just going to have to make do. But the double kick is still doing a lot. Same with the Leaf Blade. We're looking good here. Stone Edge is not needed. It's going to be a waste. Just continue on with the Leaf Blade if you're ever in this situation here. And letting this go, knowing that the Bully Seed's not going to take us out and this is not going to be enough here. Can we farm down? And they get to another one. So unfortunately, we're going to have to shield this up. We had energy. We just got a little bit greedy here. But that's okay. We're going to get the shield right back as they do bring in that Charizard. Exactly. Going for the Stone Edge. And they're going to be shielding this up. They know. Taking them out there. Great. And they swap into their Galarian and Zapdos. Oh, okay. Fancy over here. So since we're resisting the counter, we're looking pretty good here. Brave Bird is going to do a lot. I already know that's what they're going to go for. And we're going to be able to farm them down. We're still in a good position here. Yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't mean it's not great. I mean, it's going up against the Giratina for crying out loud. I'm sure that counter does a lot of damage. Immediately swapping into our Golem here to take advantage of the typing situation. Going to let this Blast Burn go. Even though it's a Shadow, still not enough to bring us into the red. Although the Dragon Claw is, they're putting up a fight. Okay, using their last shield here. And we're just going to go for the Wild Charge. We don't need to go for Stone Edge at this point. Golem farming up its energy so fast and taking the win for us. Let's get it. Next battle, what are we going to see here? A Charizard again. Let's go, another Shadow. You'll love to see this one. And they're swapping after one quick move, bringing in their Obstagoon, and here you go. This is how this team is going to be generating a lot of wins and a lot of points. Man, I should have just kept using it. I should have just done other videos and just kept on using this, or just, I don't know, kept posting the same old battles with this thing. It'll just get you wins. The thing is amazing. But anyways, we're going to be able to farm them down here, coming out of it with a pretty good amount of energy, and we still have 2 shields, bringing in that Charizard. Don't think I'm going to get to 2. We've got about 100 energy. Yeah, almost. Oh, it's very close. Unfortunately not. All right, bringing in the Charizard, or bringing in the Golem up against the Charizard, going for that Stone Edge. You know, I'm not going for Wild Charge because I do not want to debuff myself, and we're just going to get a shield, and we can let this go anyways. They're going Dragon Claw, great. Blast Burn's still not going to be enough. I think I shield up anyways because I'm just playing it safe here. And they got their own Giratina, immediately swapping into our own. Now, it's going to be pretty close. They've got the energy advantage, but since we didn't shield up that ancient power, that is where we're going to be looking good. Now, they were probably just trying to get the boost, whatever the case may be, but yeah, this is perfect. So since they're so low, can't quite farm them down with the rollout, so we're going to go ahead and shield that up. Start to force shields on this Charizard, or did they use their last shield? And they did. Okay, yeah. And we're getting to another one. Giratina is just rolling over everything over here. The big old elephant ghost taking the win. Let's go. Next battle. Golem, what you're going to see. Ninetales. Cofagrigus. Okay, something new. Great. Let's see. I didn't really like this lead too much, but at the same time, Virizion wouldn't like it at all. Giratina doesn't really like it too much because Dragon Breath's doing a lot, but it's not super effective like Shadow Claw. And it can get to that Shadow Ball really fast. So Golem is kind of interesting. So they swap into their Venusaur, but again, here you go. Shiny Venusaur, let's go, holding it down. You're going to see the power of this Frenzy Plant Fine Whip combination. And this is not even Shadow. And I'm a Giratina Legendary, okay, resisting all of its moves. So we got Frenzy Plant. Because it does so much damage and it can be spammed so fast, it's going to be bringing me down so low to the point where I'm not going to be able to farm down. It's like, oh, well, damn. I better take out this Venusaur before it KOs my Giratina. Okay, so pretty low here, contemplating shielding it up. I'm like, come on. Yeah, we're going to survive that, but look at this. Okay, they swap. Oh, they got fancy. All right. So they came and sniped me, and I immediately go for the Wild Charge, which is not the best idea. But we're going to swap anyways because Leaf Blade's not resisted by Cofagrigus. It's not poison, right? So it's going to do a decent amount. Shielding up the Psychic. Didn't know what it was going to be. Just shielded it up. Still going to do a lot of damage, so we know that it has that. And we farm them down with a double kick. Great, what do you have in the back? What is it going to be? Let's go. A Kyurem. Alright, great. Looks like they were trying to catch there. And going to go for Stone Edge. I know they're going to shield it up, but it doesn't really matter. I've done this one before here. Even if they hit me with Glaciate, which is going to lower our attack, Stone Edge is still going to be enough to KO. I mean, that thing is good and all, but it really can't take a hit even after the attack debuff coming from a Stone Edge, not even getting stabbed, and we take that win. Let's go. Moving it on here. Met with the Ninetales. There it is. And it has Charm, unfortunately. So I did not encounter one that had Powdered Snow one time. So it looked like they may have been trying to catch, but nonetheless, they're swapping into their Magna Zone, and we're going to go ahead and retreat with energy on our Golem, bringing in our Virizion. Wild Charge is resisted, so if they do go for it, they're going to debuff themselves. It does a little bit more than what they're doing right now, but it's going to come at a cost. Going to be able to take them down even quicker here, and Mirror Shot again. We're going to be able to farm them down. They did get one attack debuff, I do believe, the first time there, so I guess it did work. Still in the green, bringing in the Ninetales here. I think we hope we survive this. Come on, and we do with about 1 HP, and we can't even see it, didn't even show it. So I could have went for Stone Edge here, but I didn't realize I had energy ready to go, so I thought I might be able to get to a Stone Edge. So, yeah, or maybe 2 Leaf Blades. Bringing in the Golem, going for the Stone Edge. They swap into their Ampharos. We hit them with the Stone Edge. We still have 2 shields here. We can let the Brutal Swing go. There's no problem at all. Resisting that quick move, we don't really need to worry about it. We can let the next one go, as a matter of fact. Although things are getting a little bit close here because the Ninetales is going to be able to charm us down. And what's going on? It still has a lot of health left, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Are we going to get charmed down here? Yeah, I got 2 shields, but it doesn't matter if I had 100, right? Charm's going to take us out, so I go for Stone Edge. Need to get the shield, and they let it go. Okay, I guess they figured it's over. All right. Hey, another one of those could have been charming me down situations. Let's be real. I think we had that one there, right? So we have another Ninetales. There you go, swapping it into another Ampharos. What do you, just a coincidence. These are all back to back. Just a people, you know. All right, so letting the Brutal Swing go, going for the Dragon Claw. I'm saying, let's go. This is a great matchup for me. All right, so we do need to shield this up. I mean, if we want to win the swap here, although I don't know if we can take them out with the Dragon Claw. Maybe a couple more Dragon Breaths might do it here. And they're double shielding. Okay, so I think they forced me to do the same. I'm like, no, we let this go. Yeah, no, let this go. Bring in, yeah, exactly. Farm them down here. Yeah, do they go for the Zap Cannon? It's just the Zap Cannon when there's another brutal swing. Great, farming them down a bunch of energy, which you're going to do. Bringing in the Ninetales. Going for the Stone Edge. This is not going to KO, but it's going to do a lot. Bringing in the Golem. They swap and they got a Magnezone. So, this was a kind of a mistake, but I was thinking, you know, it doesn't really matter. If we massively debuff ourselves and they take us out here with a charge move, then we can bring in the Virizion, farm down, hit the Ninetales with Stone Edge or even Leaf Blade at this point, and take the win. So there it is, super effective, took them down, and we're perfectly fine. We still have a little bit of energy. Virizion getting to the Leaf Blade, and this will be taking the win for us here. This team just kept giving me points after points. Didn't go negative one time using it, so it was great. I don't even get bored of it. It's just, you know, I gotta bring in different stuff. So we have a decent lead up against the Jellicent here. They're gonna be swapping into their Obstagoon, which is a great lead for us. Now we're looking real good. So even if we come out of this with low health, if we can get to a Leaf Blade, that's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Although we're still gonna have a decent amount of HP coming out of this. At this point, we're gonna farm them down, hitting me with Cross Chop. Even another one is not gonna do it. Gonna be close here. So we'll have just enough time to get up 2 Leaf Blades. If they do bring in the Jellicent, great, perfect. This is going to do a decent amount here. Now, they are going to be able to farm us up, which, yeah, you know, we don't really have to worry too much about it with the Golem. Bubble Beam, Shadow Ball is going to do a decent amount of damage, but they don't really need to worry about getting KO'd or anything because they don't have Bubble, which is not going to farm us down. Hitting me with Bubble Beam, lowering our attack. Now we're going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge because we are going to shield up after this. We'll be fine, but they let it go and they have a Virizion in the back. And we're just going to go ahead and throw this just to do a little bit of chip damage here. Bring in the Giratina, and that's pretty much a wrap. And that's pretty much it, folks. That's all the battles left for the Holiday Cup. So we will be getting the Master League Premier. I hope you're excited for that because now the people who do not have all the XL Pokemon for Legendary, because it does get expensive and ridiculous, are going to be able to play without having to worry about all that. I don't know why they didn't have it alongside there. Probably because they wanted people to play in the Holiday Cup. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!